Hi, my name is Kai Balin, and this is Still Seeking.
Okay, so where I should start? So my name is Olga. I was born in Poland. I was born in town Bielsko-Biała, so it's like 2 hours from Krakow, more or less. And I came to Krakow for my studies. And mostly I decided to come to Krakow and study here because my grandma was from Krakow. So it was the background of this decision. And I will say that I'm typical Jew from Poland, from the third generation after the Holocaust. So more or less it means that I'm from the generation which didn't know that we are Jewish. So I was 12 years old when I found out, mostly by mistake, that I'm Jewish. So I just asked my mom why she's so focused about the Jewish culture, Jewish history. And then she told me that her mother is from the Jewish family. She didn't tell me that she's Jewish, that her mother is Jewish, that I'm Jewish. So for me, it wasn't so obvious what it means for us. And me and my brother is older than me. When I heard this, I thought that we are the only one in Poland, because it was like obvious for me that every Jew knows that it's Jewish. So I didn't know that it's more people like me. So when I came to Krakow, after 2 years, if I could remember, JCC was opened. I went to JCC and I found out that it's like much more people like me. So that was like huge relief for me. That is like a bigger group. So this is how my Jewish journey started. When I made this first step to the Jewish community, I didn't think that it can be like that it will change my life so much. So when I came, I was just trying to be around the community, around the people. To later, when Rabbi came to Krakow, he was sent by Chief Rabbi of Poland, Rabbi Avi Balmo. He came to Krakow. I went to him because I was trying to learn more, just to understand. I thought that okay, it's my heritage. I know more or less the history, but I have no idea about the culture, tradition. So I asked, "Can you learn me? Can you teach me like how it works?" And I never thought that I would be like the observant Jew. Never. In my head, I was like, he was Orthodox. I was thinking like, Orthodox Jews. For me, was like more or less the Masharim style, So like, never. I'm too feminist. It's never. So when I started learning, going deeper, and then I decided that I wanna try. Keep Shabbat, keep kosher, and to see if it's okay for me, if it works for me, and then. I found out that it's working, and I found my place. It was the feeling that it's all the time difficult to sometimes people asking me why, and I said I have no idea. Sometimes this feeling that you understand that you're in good place, in good time, like it's a perfect moment, perfect place, and it was for me. And so I think that I find out my place here, and around the community. So yeah, but it was crazy when I started. I didn't think that I will finish like that. It's like I will finish like the observant Jew who is keeping kosher and teaching other people about the Judaism. So yeah, I didn't expect. In my case, and I think in the case of a lot of people like me, it's sometimes it's heartbreaking for me when I think about that we have no idea about our tradition. So I can say like, okay, I know the tradition of Jews in Poland, but about the family's tradition, we have no idea what our great-grandparents were doing. What was the cuisine which our great-grandmothers were cooking for the holidays, exactly the minhag at the family, how our grandfathers were doing like kiddush, etc. We have no idea, and we will never. It's like something what we lost, and we will never we find out. We never. So I think this is like very difficult when you're trying to be. Yes, it will not change. Trust me. It's like a lot of music around.
It's kind of fits with it. Good. Anyways, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, I continue.
So I think this is like for me. I feel this lost. I really feel this lost. And also, when you think about that, when I'm going to synagogue and people say like I'm from the Cohen's family, I'm from Levite, and I think like we have no idea. we lost that also. So we are like this orphan Jews, we came and it's like, so we just know that we are Jewish, and we don't have anything in the, with us. We just can create something, and a lot of people doing, me too. I was doing something around us that we creating our traditions, but still I think that we're missing something, like this past of our families. So it's also difficult sometimes that you feel that sometimes like this feeling that maybe in 100% you're not you, you're not enough still, yes. And some people becomes like, even when I'm halakhically Jewish, some people becomes like, but you're from Poland, we know that all of you were killed, so how you can be a Jewish in Poland if 3 million of Jews were killed, so from where are you? How it's possible that you are here? So this is like sometimes very difficult, and I'm joking all the time that being a Polish Jew, it's like it's something special, You can be Ashkenazi, Sephardic, but being Polish Jew today, it's absolutely something different. It's very difficult to explain, but it's different. So this is the question, what it means to be Jewish. We can think about the halacha, but halacha is here, but the rest, what it means that we are Jewish. If you are not religious, you can be Jewish without religion, yes? You can be Jewish if you are, even according to halacha, if your mother is Jewish and you are practicing under religion, you are Jewish, yes? So this is very complicated, and I'm not sure we have we have a halacha and life. So this is like, I think it's a difficult question what it means, and also I feel it that after October 7 also it changed a lot of people. Even when I thinking about my friends, some of them they are Jewish, but I didn't think that they are so. They think about their identity so deeply, but after October 7 we felt that it's something important, maybe it's something deeper to be, it's not only about halacha, it's something else that is making you Jewish. And this is also we need to be honest about this for another people, because today they're not asking you about the halacha, they just, if you feel that you have any connection to Jewish community, it can be a problem for you. And for anti-Semites, it's enough to hate you, So I think it's very complicated what it means, and I think it's also we change in the future how we think about that. It's changing right now also, and we need to think. It's not for me. It's not only about the halacha. It's also how you feel if you want to have even contact with the Jewish community. Because when I think about the community in Poland, I all the time repeat that it's even when you were born Jewish, it's not important. Important here is that we decide to be Jewish, because for a lot of us it was very easy to okay, I don't care, I live in it, I just forget. For the next generation it will disappear. And somehow we decide to do something with that, if we are halakhically Jewish or not. But we decide to do something, to go deeper, to understand, to learn. So I think it's very complicated question what it means, and I think that October 7 it changed a lot. That we start thinking that it really matter that we are the part of the community. If we are halakhically or not, it doesn't care. We are the part of the nation. And it really matters for us and for the rest of people. And it's not easy to be Jewish today. Of course, I'm sitting in Poland, and I will say that situation is absolutely different than in the rest of the Europe. Even I'm not talking about states, but I feel that we are living in Poland in bubble, even in Europe. It's funny when you think about the history. So it's a little bit funny for me that today the Poland once again became the country for Jews. Yeah, it's a little bit funny when you think about that.
You feel safe here.
Yeah, we're sitting on the street, we're talking about this, people looking at us, mostly because we have a camera, but they I don't feel uncomfortable to talk about this next to the people, because I feel safe here. Yeah. I think that a lot of people thinking about Poland, the country was like huge number of anti-Semitic people, and I would say like that anti-Semitism is everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Poland is not special, but people mostly, this is also something what is heartbreaking for me, that people think about Poland, that the country when the people were happy that Jews were killed. And of course you will find the people who were like very happy about that. But also you need to understand that the biggest number of Jews who were killed in Poland was because the biggest diaspora was in Poland. So it was much more logical for Hitler to send few Jews from Europe to Poland than to send these 3 million of Jews to another country. It's like about just logistic thing. So that's the reason why the number was so huge in Poland. And people think that was because Poles were like, very supporting. No, even Poles were, in the concentration camps. They were killed on the streets. And, for me, a few years ago, I found out by accident that one of my great uncles, he wasn't Jewish. He was fighting in the underground in Poland. He was catched by Germans and he was sent to Auschwitz. And I found out his photo from Auschwitz in the this uniform. And was like, for me, was like, I didn't know. I never heard this story in my family that we had someone in camp, because I always say from the closest family, it means my my grandmother's family. They were not in the camps. They were not in the ghettos. I'm not sure about the great grandparents and the rest of the family, but I know about her. And so I never had this experience, and I never thought that Auschwitz is a part of my story too. And it's right now it's a little bit, we said, funny in the sad way that it's part of my story because of my not Jewish ancestors. And so this is like the story for all of us. And so this is like very difficult when you're thinking about this, that people forgetting about that. They're coming to Poland, they are afraid, and they're going to Germany, and it's like, it's a funny place. Why not to Germany? They don't have a problem. To Poland, they are all the time afraid that they, every Pole's waiting, in every corner to find a Jew. I don't have an answer where is the best place for us. I think that this is like this is our future. We'll be like all the time the wandering Jews, We'll be like traveling from generation to generation, and we try to survive. We have good practice of that. Still, absolutely still, I will not say that in Poland is perfect situation, but I will say that I feel much more safe here than in another country in Europe. Really. I can't, what I see the videos from UK, from Germany, from different countries in Europe, I'm terrified. That is around us, so. And this is also, I still have this question in my head, for how long, because maybe our great grandparents also were thinking, we are safe in Poland. So it's like this, maybe this is the part of our heritage. We can't be sure 100%, if we are safe or not. But still, absolutely still, I see the reaction of some of my friends who are coming from outside. They didn't have, for example, experience of being in Poland before, and they still they have this fear. And later, after some time, they see that it's not the same like in the rest of the Europe. They can feel here better. Yeah, so maybe that's the reason why I have this right now. This we can say about the rebuilding of Jewish life in Poland, because the situation is good still, even today. It's still we feel. I think that almost all of us, we feel better here. We all have a problem with our identity, what it means for us to be Jewish. And even I feel that sometimes I have this feeling that I all the time to prove that I'm enough. And I think that I just used to this feelings, this feeling that sometimes someone will come and say you're not enough Jewish. We are from Poland. What happened? Why? So this is like it's very difficult, but I think that we should put this somewhere in the corner and start thinking what exactly means for us, why we're coming to this community. Because also you can say like, okay, I have this heritage, but I don't care. I can just do whatever I want. And when you think about this, when you start this journey, when you came to Poland, you doing this documentary, it means that it means for you something. So it's not easy for us to just put this in the corner. We trying to do with this something, because it has meaning for us. And I think it's the most important, because all the time we find people who will say like, you are not enough. And I don't know. It's like I just think that I think that for me it's important to do something for next generation, and also for people who coming also and they are to Jewish community and they are in the same situation, to help them and to feel welcome. Because I absolutely understand how it's difficult to make first step, how it's like it's like that you have no idea even what to do things, what it's like okay, what it's not okay, if you behave okay or not, if you someone will defend because you did something wrong. So I think this is what we should do, to welcome another people and to give them time that they can understand what it means for them. And this is the best thing what we can do. And we can also look in Poland about another group of people who are Jewish, but they don't care, or they don't understand what it means for them. Sometimes they even, when they are really Jewish, they don't understand that they are Jewish, because they think that because they were not raised in the Judaism, it means that they are not Jewish. So how many people we lost because of that? How many Jewish souls we lost because they didn't feel that they are welcome? Not because even someone told them that, but nobody told them that they can be welcome and they can come. I think that being Jewish is like a huge complex. Like all the time is a problem. Someone has a problem with you. You have a problem with another Jews. It's like someone. It's like if you're, in the good level of being Jewish, etc. Even if you keep kosher, if you keeping kosher enough or not. So it's like all the time something. So it's like the process which is with not end. I think that we, until the end of our lives, we will be like thinking about that and understanding and changing and everything. And the best way is like to remember and to do everything what we can to to still feel this identity. For me, it's also black and white, and I'm Jewish Polish feminist who's like really. I don't want to be pushed to this corner. It means like Jewish woman, an Orthodox Jewish woman, because I also feel that people, when I say that I'm Orthodox and Jewish, they look at me in the way which I don't want to, I don't want to that they see me like that. They think that they know me, they know my thoughts, they know my feelings, they know what I think about everything around me. They have no idea because they don't know me. But they think that, and I'm saying that I'm Orthodox, for them I'm like the representative of very closed world. Like I'm living in the mind ghetto. I'm not. So that's the reason why I feel this sometimes that people not even trying to understand deeper, and that's the reason why I also not agree about that. I think that we need to, when you are Jewish, you need to think what is important for you. And for some people will be like, okay, I need to observant everything like that. I follow the rabbi when he said that, I'm going that. Like that. For me, it's like, okay, I should ask, I should understand, I need to know. I'm not sure I understand the law, but maybe I will be like more, liberal about that. So it's like, I think every day is your decision what you will do, and all the time is the way. It's like possibility that you can come back. So for me, it's not everything or nothing. Like, I think in Judaism it's impossible, because this is how making that the reason why we are humans. You all the time have like difficult time in your life. Sometimes you don't feel in the good. You know that you can't do everything like that, like like people expect that you will do. So when you will be focused only about doing the things in the most correct way, I think that you will lost your Jewish soul. That's my idea. I don't want to say that you shouldn't make a mitzvah. I'm just saying that you need to think what it means for you, and you're doing this because you believe in that, or just because you want to look good in someone's eyes. And I think that when you're doing this only for other people, not for yourself, and because you believe in that, it's like theater. It's the most, I think, sad thing in the Jewish life, that you can't celebrate with other people, that you're alone. You can't be the most where you can't be Jewish, when you're alone. You can't. You need to have a community. We need to live, even when we hate each other with different opinions about. We need to be together, because this is like, I think, giving us a power that we have. We can argue, we can discuss, you can fight that, but this is giving like this Jewish soul also. We need to have a community, even small, but need to have a community. So I think that's the most important, to be together.
Thank you for watching this episode of Still Seeking. There'll be more episodes posted in the future, and if you want to get notifications, you can hit the bell button and subscribe.